Hi everyone, welcome back to Anglo Australia's YouTube channel. My name is Ja, and today I'm going to show you how to get this really glamorous and edgy fall makeup look. So if you guys would like to learn how to recreate it, then carry on watching. Okay, so I'm starting off by applying the under eye concealer all over my eyelid. This is going to act as a base for my eyeshadows, and I've used the shade 92. Now I always like to set that concealer, so today I've used the HD powder in 403. The first eyeshadow I'll be using is 373, which is a matte white eyeshadow, and I've used this to highlight the inner corner of my eyes, and then I've also applied a bit under my brow bone. Going in with 362, this is a matte pink eyeshadow. I'm going to blend this into my crease as a transition shade, and I'm really blending it out so it looks more diffused. So today I'm using these two blushes as eyeshadows. The bottom shade is 63 and the top shade is 124. So I applied the bottom blush just through my crease, and then afterwards I went in with the top blush just to add more depth. So you can probably tell by now that I do like layering eyeshadows. So now I went in with 308, which is a black and purple, and I just used this on the outer corner of my eyes to add more contrast. I then decided I wanted to go even more darker, but this is totally optional, you don't have to, but I went in with a black eyeshadow, which is 63. Using the eyeshadow keeper, which is a primer, I'm patting this all over the eyelid where I want to apply my pigment, so this is going to help the pigment to stick. Now I'm using 86 pigment, which is one of my absolute favorites, and I'm going to pat that right over the eyeshadow keeper. Okay, so using a makeup wipe, I'm just going to clean up any fallout. Now it's time to draw on some wings. I'm using my favorite eyeliner. You guys already know what it is, and that is the AMC gel liner in 77. Once I've done that, I use the same eyeliner and applied this into my waterline. I love using this because it's really black and waterproof. Now to soften the black, I always like to smudge eyeshadow along my bottom lash line, so I used the blushes and 63, which was the black. And lastly, it wouldn't be complete without eyelashes, so I'm using these two styles stacked together, and then I also applied bottom lashes. Alright, so that is the eyes complete. Now we're going to move on to the face. For foundation, I'm using one of my favorite foundation, and that is the HD, and I use the shade 77. Now it's time to conceal and highlight the face, so I'm using one of these highlighting pens, and I've applied this under the eyes and down the T-zone. Now you can use your finger to blend this out, but today I will be using a sponge. To contour, I went in with a darker shade of the HD foundation, and I've applied this to the hollow of my cheeks, the forehead, and along the jawline. Now using my sponge, I'm just going to blend away. Now to make my contour more defined, I went in with the same highlighting pen, and I applied this right under my contour and down the bridge of my nose, and then I used my sponge to blend it out. To set my concealer, I went in with the HD powder in 403. This is one of my favorite powders to use because it's very light, it doesn't look cakey, and it really brightens my under eyes. Next, I'm using a darker shade of the AMC powder as a bronzer to warm up my complexion. Then I went in with 509 HD sculpting powder to enhance my contour a little bit more. Okay, now it's time to highlight. I've mixed these two Sparkle Darts, one of my favorite highlighters, in 02 and 03. I've applied this to the high points of my cheekbones, on the tip of my nose, and a little above my brows. So to complete the look, we're going to do the lips, and I went in with my favorite lip liner, which is 854, and I just used that to fill in my entire lips. Over the top, I used our HD lip tint in 17, and I just used a brush to apply that. Once that had dried, I decided I wanted to go a little bit more lighter, so I went in with this matte lipstick in 404. Then I just went back in with that lip liner just to tidy up the edges so everything looks blended. Okay, so that was my completed fall makeup look, very glamorous and edgy. If you guys liked it, please thumbs up this video, and hopefully you got some inspiration from today's look. Now don't forget to subscribe to Inglot Australia if you haven't already. New content is uploaded every week, so you guys don't want to miss out. So stay tuned for the next video, and also leave a comment down below and let us know what you'd like to see on our channel. Bye guys.